Then one day I was fixing dinner because Paul Rottweiler was helping Cleo and out in the field, and Paul was a friend of Cleo's, and they did farm work together, exchanged farm work. And I had sent the boys, Franklin and Theron, out to play, and I said to them, no, we had just bought a brand new milk can, and we were milking cows and sending milk at the creamery. And I said, now you don't play with the new milk cans, and you don't play around the milk cans. You stay away from them. Okay, Mom. Well, they went out to play. Pretty soon Franklin come in. I says, where's Theron? I don't know. I couldn't find him. I said, where's Theron? I don't know, Mom. I couldn't find him. Well, in those days I had to cook on a coal wood burning stove, so I had to slide everything to the back, and I went out to look. I hunted in the chicken coop. I hunted in the barn. I hunted around by the dry bed again where the water was running. I hunted all over. I could not find that child. And every time I passed this rack where the new milk cans were, and the milk cans, I'd holler, Theron, where are you? And I thought I heard someone say, I's here. And I looked around, I thought, well, the world he wouldn't be found the milk cans. There's no place to hide behind them. Finally, I bent over and looked, and up looking at me was two brown eyes. I said, good gracious, he just goes, how in heaven's name did you ever get in that damn can? And he said, well, Mom, I just put my hands above my head and slid in. I said, well, I worked with him, and I couldn't get him out because his shoulders was over the neck of the can. And, oh, great stuff. So I said, Franklin, stay here and keep an eye on him. And I said, I don't think he's going anywhere, but stay here so he won't cry anymore. And we went across the field, and Paul Rottweiler said, I think you better, something must have happened. We made the signal, Cleo and I did, that if I ever needed any help, we always wore aprons in those days, and I'd wave the apron at him as I come across the field, and Paul said, Ruth is waving that apron, Cleo, we better see what's going. So they drove over there with the tractor. I was all out of breath. He said, what's the matter, what's the matter? And I said, you'll never believe it, but I need you at the house. So they got up on the tractor with him, and they come to the house. He says, what's wrong? He says, Franklin, what are you doing by that milk can? I's not doing nothing, it's Theron. And I said, look. He looked in there, and there's two big brown eyes looking up, crying. How'd you get in there? I put my hands above my head and started crying again. Well, did Mom and Dad tell you not to get in the milk can? But I needed a place to hide where you couldn't find me. Well, Paul and Cleo worked with him, and they couldn't get him. Paul says, well, we'll have to take him to the blacksmith shop and have him cut out. And I says, no way. I just paid for that can, and I'll be switched if I'm going to have him. You cut it up to get that kid out of there. I said, Cleo can milk the cows. We'll put the strainer on it, strain the milk, and it'll go up to his chin, and then we'll send you to the creamery. Please don't send me to the creamery, Mama. I won't do this no more. I promise I won't do this no more. I said, we can't get you out of there. And I said, he's not going to take that can to the blacksmith shop and have it cut open. Well, Paul said, Ruth, go get some lard. So I went and got some lard, and they stuck their hands down there and soaked him real good. And somehow or the other, it was just a miracle, but they got him out there. I loved him, and then I beat the socks off him in the milk can. Because I had the dinner was on the back of the stove, and it was cold, and I had to build the fire up to heat the dinner up. And I said to Paul and Cleo, well, you're going to have warmed over dinner today, and I'd be darn glad you got it. And that was the episode with Theron and the milk can. Then, with Theron again, we had some more surviving. Our house was 2 stories, and there was a porch that went over the one, and a great big tree there. Now, Theron climbed up that tree, went up the roof, and climbed up on top, and as Phil was going out to milk, why, he heard him say, hi, Dad. I was riding a bucking horse. And Cleo looked up, and there was Theron straddled that roof, almost to the edge of it. And Cleo said, Son, what are you doing up there? I was riding a bucking horse. Well, I happened to be on the porch, and he said, I advise you, I wouldn't make the horse buck anymore. Just let it be gentle. So, okay, Dad. And all the time he's kicking his heels on the shingles. There and Cleo says, no, let's not do that either. Let's just be nice to the horse and not spirit or anything like that. So, or spur, what the other your spurs. So he said to me, Ruth, and I happened to step outside, and he said, Ruth, come here, and I went out. He said, I want you to keep talking to him while I go up that tree and get behind him. He said, if he gets any closer, he's going to fall off there and it'll kill him. I said, oh my Lord, what in the hell for right is that kid doing now? Well, I was white, the bucking horse, Mom. I said, well, don't buck it, just sit on it nice. So Cleo went up the roof and out through the side of the house on the roof. Got a straddle of it, and he got his arm around there, and then he says, now we're going to slide back. He said, now you might get some slivers in your bottom. Now, I don't want slivers in my bottom. And Cleo said, well, you're probably going to get them. And sure enough, he did. Well, he got him down off of there. He got him down, he says, Ruth, you're going to have to get some slivers out of his bottom end. And I said, as far as I'm concerned, they can stay there. And Cleo says, oh, take them out. So I took down his overalls, and sure enough, he had two beautiful slivers there. So I got a pair of tweezers that we had, and Cleo held him, and I got him out, and he said, you hurt my bottom. I said, well, you broke my heart getting off on the house, so we're even Stephen, kid. I said, don't you ever climb up on there again. Well, him and Franklin was always doing something. They'd go to the chicken coop, they had little overalls on, and gather the eggs. And they wouldn't put them in a bucket. They'd put them in their overall pockets. Invariably, one would trip the other, and they would both go down. Now you can imagine what overalls was like with broken eggs in them, in their pockets. I'm telling you, I took many of overalls down to the dry bed and washed them out before I could put them in the washer or wash them. The way I did my washing one night I was out there was if the wind didn't blow, I couldn't wash clothes, or else I had to do them by hand in a wash tub on the washboard. But Grandma Cook had a washer that was run. We had electricity when the wind blew too, because Cleo and Carl had bought them a wind charger. When the wind blew, we had electricity, and that's how we did our washing. And when the wind didn't blow, we had used coal oil lamps, and that was quite a thing to get used to. But from coming from electricity to coal oil lamps, I learned quite a lot. It seemed like the wind always did manage to blow real hard when we got ready to do haying, because they had to use it with a derrick fork and swing the bales over. And you couldn't do that when the wind was blowing, but it seemed like things like that. Theron also had a bad habit, and a lot of these things is about Theron. Franklin was, I'm not saying he was a meek, mild child, because he had his share, but the ones that really stood out in my mind was the things that Theron did. I used to have a refrigerator that had a handle that came up on it like a hook, and that opened the door. And up on top of that refrigerator, someone had given me a cookie jar that was just like it was a little elephant with a baseball cap on it, and I still have that today. That was given to me as a wedding gift. And I never kept any cookies in it, or never kept anything in it. I just kept it up there for a decoration. Well, Theron would push a chair up, climb up, put his foot up in that handle, and scoot up on top of that refrigerator. And I was so afraid he would fall, but he wanted to be up there by the cookie jar, by that little elephant. And he'd always say, no cookies, no cookies. And I'd say, no cookies, get down. Well, anyway, I told Franklin, I said, now Franklin, when Mom goes out, I went out and hang my clothes. I said, be sure you tell me if he gets up there so I can come get him down. I no more than get out there, maybe get one or two pieces hung on the line. Pretty soon I'd hear a little voice, Mama, he's a-doodin' it again. And I would go in, and there was Theron smiling from ear to ear, and I'd help him down. I'd say, now stay down off of that. Find you something to play with and stay down. Okay. I'd go out and hang up a few more pieces. Mama, he's a-doodin' it again. Franklin would come and tell me. I don't think I got many clothes hung that day till I took them outside with me because I was tired of running back and forth.